Hello and welcome. You're watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Michael Vaughan Joy Bhattacharjya. Meanwhile, Delhi has won easy against Bangalore and has made sure, actually, that they did it so easy that both have qualified. That's what has happened. It's one of those days where everybody's a winner. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. That's right, Delhi doing a little Oprah for Bangalore today. And Michael, they won easily, but the good thing is they also won easy, because if they had won another, what was it, 9 balls earlier, 9 balls before they did, Bangalore would have been perhaps, possibly, goodbye.
Yeah, it was almost as if both teams had shook hands before the game to say, whatever happens, we're both going through.
Stop. Naughty.
I just wonder if Shikhar Dhawan had stayed out there. I think potentially it could have got a little bit scary for RCB. Once Shikhar got out, Rihani played a lovely hand, played textbook cricket. I always felt Delhi were winning, but once Shikhar had gone, I never really felt they were going to get that win inside the 17 3-point overs. It was a good game of cricket. Delhi back to winning ways. They'll be delighted. They've got the best opportunity now. Win 2 games. They'll be the champions. Virat and his team, they're going to have to do it the hard way. They're going to have to win 3 on the bounce to win the trophy, which is very, very difficult to do.
Joy, but there is, you look at a team like Bangalore, you look at a guy like Virat. Sometimes these kind of things can motivate world beaters and champions, saying people are thinking that we've got through because of the largesse of somebody else. It doesn't sit well with world beaters.
No, it doesn't. But I think what Michael is saying, that, Virat, any one match, any one day, he can dominate any team in the world. But what he's saying is consistency now. For them to win 3 matches in a row is what he's doubting. I mean, there's no doubt at all that this Bangalore side is enough class to do it one day.
Yeah.
They'll smash somebody, they might smash 2 teams. Will they smash 3 teams in a row? That's what's a bit tough, because that's first and second and third and fourth. And I think this is the IPL ever did. After that 2009 season where Deccan Chargers took 1 game and Delhi had won so many games. In fact, that rule was created because Delhi and Chennai did so well and then they got eliminated. So,
yeah.
I'm all in favor of that rule. It just makes so much sense, because there's real importance in getting to be one of them.
So, Michael, I mean, the thing also is now that Bangalore is basically the same place where Delhi was before this game, which is 4 losses in a row. They're going into the playoffs with 4 losses in a row.
Yeah, and then you're expecting them to win 3 on the trot. Look, anything's possible, particularly in 2020. The world's been turned upside down. Who knows what's going to happen? Virat will probably bat left-handed and win them the game. It's a tall order. It's a tall ask. Again, I look at teams and the individuals within it. Are there enough individuals in the RCB team full of confidence to play under the pressure that they will be under? I guess the one thing in the RCB team's favour is they've got no other option. No other option to play hard, aggressive cricket. You look at today's game, they knew...
They didn't today.
No, but they knew that they could lose but still go through. And it wasn't a absolute must that they play with a ultimate aggression today.
True, but you wanted that aggression when they were batting, right? Irrespective of, they would have wanted the 2 points. It really looked like that aggression was lacking, which you see and you want to see.
Yeah, and again, tomorrow we'll be talking soon about the Sunrisers. Can they continue with the same aggressive style they've played in the last 2 games in a must-win game? It's now that the pressure card's on them to do so. Can the RCB team win it this year? I've said from the get-go, I don't think they've got enough. I don't think they've got enough collectively to win it. I'm more than happy to have egg on my face, but I just think there's better teams in the tournament this year.
Joy, but let's talk about the seasoned Delhi pros. We don't have Joy. I'll tell you what has happened, Michael, with Joy, is that he can't take the fact that KKR is not qualified today, because if Delhi had beaten Bangalore in 17.3, KKR would have qualified. Oh, he's back. There he is.
Joy,
sorry about that.
You're still in it.
You're still in it.
KR
You
can
just-
still win it. Don't worry.
You just basically Kolkata fans are just being kept really busy because you were cheering for a different team day before yesterday, a different team yesterday, a different team today, a different team tomorrow. It just keeps going like that. But Michael, quick word about the Delhi pros. How impressed were you with Shikhar Dhawan and Ajinkya Rahane? Not with their dismissals, we'll get to them in a second, but their innings.
Yeah, I thought today Delhi were very, very professional with the ball in hand. I thought they were back to what we saw at the start of the tournament. They were on it in the field. They looked busy. And with the bat in hand, that was professional. That was a professional job with the experienced pro at the top of the order, just playing like we know Shikhar Dhawan can. And then, Prithvi Shaw hit a couple of nice shots and gets a beauty. Not a great deal you can do with that kind of delivery. And then Ajinkya Rahane played it. I think it helps Rahane when you're chasing a moderate total because he can just play his orthodox way. When you're chasing 185 plus and you want a bit more power and a bit more of a strike rate, I think that's when Rahane gets a little bit stuck. But when you're chasing the total that they were tonight, he can just kind of manoeuvre the ball, play in a conventional way. And he knew that if he batted 15 overs, they were going to win the game.
Yeah, he still had a decent-ish sort of strike rate. Went blow to blow with Dhawan actually. Dhawan had 131 strike rate. Rahane finished with 130. Both got half centuries, and after losing Prithvi Shaw early, they just ensured that there was just no hiccup, and the job got done. Really strange dismissals to both of them, right? Trying shots that are not there. Fielders inside the 30-yard ring. One going for a little sort of scoop kind of sweep. The other going for a reverse. Ajinkya Rahane, come on. That's like, Michael, for me, I have to tell you, I had the same reaction that you have when Jofra Archer bowls a slow ball, right? When Jofra Archer bowls a slow ball, you're like, why are you bowling slow? You don't need to bowl a slow ball. It's like, Rahane, why do you need to be cute? You are a classical straight bad batsman.
Yeah, both dismissals. I mean, it's T20 cricket, so you're allowed to play those kind of shots. The skill is that, and the best players play those shots and make them look like a cover drive or a forward defence or a normal kind of hit down the ground because they practice them so often. The Rahane kind of reverse sweep for me just doesn't look like he's practiced it enough to make it, kind of a normal shot under the pressure situation of a match. I could see what Dhawan was trying to do. He saw a space. He tried to get it a little bit finer, got too much on it. I've seen him play that shot many, many times tonight. He just didn't execute it as well as he possibly would have liked. But two players that are in form now going into the qualifications, play Mumbai on Thursday night. They're one away from a final. So, that's the kind of message Ricky Ponting will be saying. He's got them back on track. The wheels have kind of been screwed back on for Delhi. They were completely falling off. Well, the screwdrivers worked and they're back on track, and the kind of vehicle starting to go in the direction that we thought it may do 2 weeks ago. So they've played well tonight and they'll be delighted.
Yeah, they were smooth today. And we've got Joy back with us. But the problem is when I show the points table and he sees where Kolkata is, he may just drop out again. But let's just take the risk. Let's just take the risk. There you are. There's a queue. There's 3 queues. And now it's very simple. Finally, geez, this is the kind of calculation, Joy, that I can hack. Hyderabad beats Mumbai tomorrow. They qualify. If they don't, Kolkata qualifies. There you go.
Absolutely. Finally, it's simple. Finally, it's easy. Finally, Kolkata just have one more day to wait. I mean, their fate was not in their hands, but they were hoping it would be sorted today. It isn't. So tomorrow it is. And I just love the irony of Kolkata egging on Mumbai. They aren't the best of friends during IPL seasons normally. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to those Kolkata purple going, go on, Pollard, give it to them.
That's just, I didn't want to say that, but I had put that tweet out saying that the KKR fans are just being kept really busy having to cheer for a different team each day. But tomorrow's going to hurt the most, right? To be cheering for Mumbai with that East-West rivalry. Jeez, that's going to hurt Kolkata fans.
But they cheered, I think they cheered 3 different teams today. They started by cheering, I think, Bangalore, then they went to Delhi, and then they saw that they couldn't finish in time. They thought they'd go back to... No, sorry, Delhi, then Bangalore, and then back to Delhi again, because they really needed that margin. So, whoever they thought were on top, they'd say, okay, now you guys just make sure.
Can I bring a bit of a conspiracy? There's conspiracy theories all over the minute.
Love them.
You're telling me that Mumbai and KKR, they don't really like each other. Is that right?
I mean, the fans don't like each other. I can't speak for the owners.
But they have a famed rivalry.
Here's my conspiracy theory. Mumbai tomorrow will rest every player. And it will be the Mumbai under-15s playing.
Oh, they're jetting in people as we speak from Hindu Gymkhana, Islam Gymkhana, all the other Gymkhanas that are on Marine Drive. They're just jetting them in and getting them some blue and gold jerseys.
Your comments will go viral in Kolkata today, I promise. I promise your comments will go viral in
Michael,
Kolkata.
that was hilarious. I love that.
But seriously, if you're Mumbai, why would you risk any of your star players tomorrow when you know you've got through, you know you're playing on Thursday?
The other thing,
I think there will be a few changes for Mumbai.
Well, the thing is, they were going to rest them anyway, but now they won't after what you've said.
They will even more so. I've probably given them the idea.
But that, of course, is
Stay by the pool. Stay by the pool, lads.
Yeah, so correct. And why not, right? Because they have to play in 2 days and it's an important game. It's 1v2. It's Mumbai v Delhi, as it turns out, is going to be the first qualifier. And just want to say, let's take you back to the 18th of September when a certain person whose initials are G and K said you may have a Delhi-Mumbai final. I don't know. You've got a Delhi-Mumbai qualifier to go first. Finished 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not saying I can see the future.
what? Gulshan Kumar could predict that even no more.
Horrible. That's just horrible.
No?
All right, you're wrong. Let's have a look at what the Bangalore bowlers did. Geez, there was a lot of spin, right? And in fact, Michael, it may just have been the 3 spinners that have got them to qualify today because there was just no pace in the ball and Delhi was happy to take those singles and 2, 6, 7 and over. And that may have actually been the reason why they've qualified today.
Yeah, I mean, the spinners are always working for the RCB. I think Washington Sundar is a tremendous cricketer. He's smart, you know. He doesn't give the ball a massive rip, but every now and again he just offers a bit of spin just to get into the batsman mind. He bowls that in-between length that kind of just goes into the surface. It skids on. He's got a great angle to the left-handers. Restricts them of any width outside the off stump. To the right-handers, he just always seems to be ahead of the batsman of what the batsman's trying to do. He watches the feet. He's a very, very smart cricketer. And Chahal, well, he's just Chahal. He just delivers. You know, he's the postman. He's always there for you.
Yeah, he does. But Joy, 12 overs of spin today, and you could tell what was happening in the middle, right? But obviously the concern for Bangalore is Chris Morris.
Yeah, Chris Morris is a concern. The other is that Udana, he's not really given them. He's playing really by default. Udana is now playing because Saini is not fit and Dale Steyn has just not shown up this year. I mean, otherwise, if you look at it, you'd say, he's not really put in performances enough for them to think. That's their problem. I think their spin attack. I think they're now going to stay with these 3 spinners because I think their 3 spinners will do it for them. If by chance Navdeep Saini is fit, they bring him back instead of Udana and maybe look at an international batsman, some sort of a swap out there and give themselves even more power. Because I think they won't mind another international batsman. My sense, again, was for whatever reason it is, Kohli and de Villiers do not play with enough freedom for fear that there's nobody after them. They have Washington Sundar after them and Shivam Dube, but they really don't feel they can depend on them. So both of them play as if they've got something to fear. And I think that's been a problem for them throughout. If maybe they could move it around a bit and say, even a Finch coming in at 6 or a Moeen Ali coming in at 6.
Moeen Ali, yeah. Why not? I mean, you change one of the Indian spinners. I guess Shahbaz has got the wickets today, but let's see if you change him for maybe there's an Umesh Yadav sitting on the bench, right? You get him in, and instead of Isuru Udana, you've got Moeen Ali. So you're still getting your 12 overs of spin, and you're getting some very experienced spin and some reinforcement with the bat, Michael, for Bangalore. That's much needed.
Yeah, I'm amazed at the usage or lack of use for Moeen Ali. He's a tremendous cricketer.
Yeah, they just do this every season.
Yeah, and I would guarantee if you gave Moeen Ali 6 games on the trot, he would have impact in 3 of them. Whether it's with the bat, with the ball, he would create some kind of moment that wins your team. That's that segment of play. Yeah. I personally would go back to Aaron Finch. He's a world-class performer. Been there, done it. He's got the T-shirt. I always personally believe that you should back your superstars, and he certainly is one of those. Josh Felipe is a very, very good young player, but I just think it's an awkward situation that you've got Felipe opening the batting, and you've got the Australian captain sat in the dugout mixing these drinks, and Josh Felipe isn't even in the Australian squad. I know it's different teams. I personally would have backed Aaron Finch to come good. I think he's too good a player, and he's only ever a few balls away from getting into form. And what Finch can possibly do is go and get the 75 or 100. No disrespect to Josh Philippe, but at this stage of his career, I don't see him getting that big score. I could see him getting 30s and 40s, which are obviously valuable at the top of the order if you get them fast. But I really believe that AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli would gain more by having a Finch at the top. Because if Finch gets in, I really think he can get the big scores.
But will they do that or not? Well, we're still a ways away from discussing that. But right now, what we can tell you is that Michael Vaughan's been saying a lot of things today, and a few of them have been sticking, especially his prediction for the Delhi power play. He's got a My 11 Circle badge of honor. Congratulations. You plugging something?
This is my book. Darren Clark, the veteran. I'm putting it in honor of him. He won his first tournament last night in America as a veteran player on the tour, so I thought I'd give him a little bit of a presence and Cricbuzz.
Excellent. Joy, would you like to pull one of your 60 books also?
The only book I'll pull out is, I also have a golf book, but I have a very different type of golf book. Where is it?
Is it golf jokes or something?
No. It's called Mullinar Nights. It's by P.G. Woodhouse. And P.G. Woodhouse is this English author who writes the best golf stories ever.
Yes.
So, and the amazing thing is, he's not as big in the UK now as he is in India. So you go anywhere in India and you say P.G. Woodhouse, and they'll tell you all his golfing stories. He writes all these crazy golfing stories. So yeah, it's a very different golfing story from yours.
Nice.
I also have I don't really have a golfing book, but the only connection I have is four books. That's all I own. It's 4 books, and all of them are Tintin, right? So it's
no, those are those Tintins. Each of them has 3 Tintins, so there are 12 books there actually.
Oh, so I just say 4 thrice? That's what I do. Boost stamina meter. Let's have a look at who has made it on top of that. Today, we're looking at Kagiso Rabada G. He keeps showing up on this. Hadn't in the previous 2 games. But it's good to see service as usual. Delhi will be very happy with that. Picked up the 2 wickets today. Josh Philippe and Shivam Dubey. And his average bowling speed was 140. And he had 6 unplayable balls. Michael, not too shabby if you can come in for 24 deliveries and get an average of 140, huh?
Yeah, I like the way they judge the unplayable deliveries. 25% of his deliveries were unplayable. He's a class act. You know, he needed it. He needed to get back into form, and that's why Delhi will be delighted, because those key components. Nokia had a decent night as well. The key components that worked for them at the start of the tournaments has suddenly come good again. Ashwin's 4 overs were great, and then got him off the pitch. Let's see if he plays on Thursday night. I'm pretty sure he will. Wrap him up in cotton, but he won't be able to go off again. That's certainly not going to happen against Mumbai on Thursday. So they'll have to get that hamstring sorted if it's a problem. But Delhi will be delighted. The senior core of the team are back in form, and that's exactly what you need going into the playoffs.
Gaurav, I just want to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
This reminds me of, in one time, in India, you had these very politicians, and they'd come in press conferences and they'd make what they call calculated indiscretions. That means that big statement that instantly picked up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So today, Michael is just killing it with his calculated indiscretions about what Delhi is going to do tomorrow, what
Mumbai is going to do tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, what you have just said is basically defined Donald Trump's last 4 years on Twitter, right? It's just, just all of them. Just all of his last 4 years, all of his tweets. All right, let's have a look at our My 11 Circle Crorepati of the week. This is the person who is now in the Hall of Fame. Big winner, chicken dinner. There you go. Rituraj Gaikwad. What is your captain? I'll let Joy talk through that, but I'll just announce this. Atul Gopiwad, congratulations. 312 points from Maharashtra. Well done. Hey, you got the little pumping fist picture already. Look at you and your confidence.
Yeah.
Joy, yes, talk us through this game, please.
No, I think he did 2-3 things very well. One is that he picked up bowlers who bowl a lot in the death overs, because you see, economy rate doesn't matter. Okay, batsmen are generally more careful in the first 6 than in the death. So guys who bowl more in the death get more wickets. So he picked up the likes of Rabada and all. He went with a captain like Rituraj, because any conventional captain will never get you a win. He'll get you close, but if you pick, for example, say Jofra Archer, there are 40 people. 4,000 people picking Jofra Archer. So he went with Richard Gaikwad. And the other thing is the batsmen he picked, nobody batted below 1, 2, or 3. So very simple things he did. No
Nice.
batsman below 1, 2, or 3. Bowlers who bowl in the death, and a captain who's different. Because if I have a captain as everyone else, I'm not going to be able to win it. I may score very high, but everyone else will have the same captain.
Nice, and that's what has got you in the Hall of Fame. So let's have a look at the Hall of Fame now. These are all the winners, our Crorpatis of the week. It's quite a list, and there you go, Atul. You're right there at the end. Week number 7, you are a Crorpati now. That's quite a list that you have. Some amazing players there. Okay, so well, there you go. Delhi has beaten Bangalore. I think for Bangalore, well, still a good night because they have qualified. So till a few hours ago, of course, there was just one queue on the table. That was Mumbai, and now Delhi have added their name. They've come in second position, and now Bangalore will sit and wait to find out who they play. Will it be Hyderabad if they win tomorrow? Or will it be Kolkata if Hyderabad loses tomorrow? So they will find that out soon enough. Let's talk about tomorrow's game. This is happening in Sharjah. The last league game. It's the last one. No. Oh, tears from the eyes. Hyderabad playing Mumbai. And I just want to, because as I said, players come from 2 teams, but dreams come from multiple teams in every match now. This is the team that Kolkata will be cheering for tomorrow. It's Mumbai. And this is how busy, Michael, Kolkata fans have been the last few days. The captain in charge worldwide of their fan club, Abhideep, has just sent this to me. He's saying that we Kolkata fans were cheering for Rajasthan on Friday to beat Punjab. On Saturday for Bangalore, but Hyderabad beat Bangalore.
No, before that, they were supporting CSK in the middle.
Oh, that's
sorry.
coming to that. Are you doubting Abhideep's calculations? Joy, be careful, you're treading on thin ice. Then Sunday, they were cheering for Chennai, and Chennai beat Punjab. Today, for the first hour, they were cheering for Bangalore. The next 3 hours, they were cheering for Delhi. And then tomorrow, they will be cheering for Mumbai. I tell you, that's a lot of colors of pom-poms to have in front of your television.
Kolkata, big heart, guys. Big heart. They support everybody. It's the spirit of cricket. That's all Kolkata is all about.
Of course. Support everyone whose win or loss can make you gain, right? You were talking about politicians a little while ago. Joy. What is this? I used to hear about the educated Eden Gardens fan fair and cheering for everyone. Well, tomorrow, it's very clear. Well, Hyderabad, of course, they need to win. They need to win to qualify. It's as simple as that. How does it become so simple? Well, that's because they had a very good net run rate. We'll just show that to you on the points table. And Michael, we keep talking about this. We keep talking about pressing for the win and going for it early. And there was Kolkata, which they cruised. They could have closed out a few wins early, and they didn't. And this is what it's come to. And I think it'll just be heartbreaking for Kolkata if Hyderabad goes to 14 tomorrow. Look at that net run rate. It's second only to Mumbai, who's top of the table.
Yeah, they go straight to third place.
Yeah, I just think the IPL is fair because you play so many games, and the top 4 teams that finish in the top 4, net run rate, the wins, it's because they deserve to be there. Because over 14 games, they've worked out the situation that they're in. They've played the best cricket over the last few games. All the team have worked out, where they can end up, where the net run rate really needs to be. You've got no excuse. I don't think over 14 games you can say you've been unlucky if you don't qualify for the qualifications. You've just not been good enough. That's a fact. You can be weak and say, oh, X and Y didn't go our way. We had this and that didn't go our way. And, we dropped catches. We did this, we did that. We didn't get the conditions. We lost the toss. Over 14 games, I'm sure it levels itself out. And the best 4 teams always, there may be the odd occasion where there's a bit of, bad luck here and there. But I really do think the IPL is a real fair competition because 14 games is plenty to make sure that you play good enough cricket to get into those qualifications.
Hyderabad got into the playoffs, Joy, last year with net run rate, didn't they?
Yeah, with 6 wins. 6 wins.
6 wins.
Only time in the history.
At the expense of Kolkata.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be looking at this and going, come on. Not again. Not again. But Hyderabad fans are going to be looking at their team and go, again, please. We need the same aggression. We don't need, any handbrakes, right? We don't need handbrake Warner. We need full speed Warner. But do you see, Joy, any changes in this team? This is a good side.
Yeah, their Vijay Shankar's gone, so that's a pity for them. But Jason Holder slotted in nicely in that number 4 or 5 place. So, look, they would have liked to have Vijay Shankar instead of say Abhishek Sharma, but those are not circumstances they can do much about. What's good for them is their Indian bowling is sorted out. I mean, whatever it is, good or bad, they'll go with Sandeep Sharma, T. Natarajan. They're getting the job done, and that'll be a huge relief for them.
But he was good, Michael. Sandeep Sharma was good with his just a little bit of swing. He hasn't got that much pace, but on some days, on his on days, he can really bowl the ball on a string.
Yeah, I mean, not a high-profile player, but gets the job done. He just produces. He's got skill, swings the ball. We haven't seen a great deal of swing in the UAE. The ball's not really swung at all. But if there's one bowler that has got the ball just to move slightly, it's Sharma. So yeah, it's I look at the Sunrisers team and they have got everything. They've got Rashid Khan as well, who is for me the best spinner in the tournament. I just think he has that gift of being able to make really high-class players look pretty average. You saw that first over he bowled to AB de Villiers the other day. I mean, he made him play and miss it. Four in his first over. He has just got the gift to be able to make quality not look quite so good. And, playing at Sharjah where they won the other day, I'll be interested to see how on it Mumbai are. I'll be very interested to see with them knowing that they're playing on Thursday at a completely different venue. I'll be first and foremost interested to see the team. And I'll be really interested to see how really on it. When you've got a team that's desperate to win against a team that's already qualified, so their mindset's a little bit relaxed and loose, you'd have to say from purely mindset, the Sunrisers are hot favourites tomorrow to win the game.
And Rashid, you're talking about Rashid being the best spinner. He's been the best against Mumbai. He's got an economy of under 5. I think it's about 4.3 or something against. That's just under 5 is gold. Under a run a ball for a spinner is gold against a gun batting side like Mumbai over many matches. What has it been? Must have been 6, 7, 8 matches perhaps over the last few years. Yeah, that's just insane. That's brilliant. Well, Mumbai team, sorry. Let's look at the Mumbai team as well. They've only had 14 players, right? They've only had 14 players. Joy, I like Michael's theory. If you want to give a chance here and there to some youngster, would you do it? I mean, you've been with a team. Tell us what the thought would be if they've qualified.
So, in 2010, Mumbai actually did it. Their last match was against Kolkata. And after that, they went to they reached the finals and lost to Chennai finally. But they actually rested quite a few players that match. Harbhajan didn't travel. Sachin didn't travel. They played with a 5 second unit, second 11 players. They lost the match. It didn't matter very much, but they lost the finals as well. The thing was, at that point, the feeling was maybe they had lost momentum. This year, I think it will be clearly medical decisions. You risk Quinton de Kock. I mean, Quinton de Kock gets a niggle. You don't want him. Play a Linney, rest de Kock. I'd rest de Kock. I'd rest Bumrah. I'd rest Hardik Pandya. These are the 3 players who are crucial for the next match, all of whom are slightly delicate. Quinton de Kock sits, Lynn slots in straight, Ishan Kishan keeps. Okay?
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya goes out, you play somebody like an Anukul Roy who's bats a bit, bowls a bit, and gives them a little more with the ball. They can test him out. If Bumrah sits out, they have enough fast bowlers to get.
Yeah, there was no Hardik. I think they rested Hardik in the last game, right?
They rested Hardik.
Yeah, they rested him. So continue to rest him for another one, perhaps, and get a few. I like that. I like that theory. But here's the conspiracy theory. Now let's talk about Rohit Sharma for a second. There was talk. There's a few murmurs, few whispers that he may play the game tomorrow. If he does, then well. But first, the Indian coach, let's have a read through what he has said. He says, I have no say, neither am I part of the selection. All I know is the medical report which says he could be in danger of injuring himself again. He could be in danger of injuring himself again. But a minority report there.
Michael. Exactly. That's my problem. I think he's phrased it very badly. Injuring himself again, I mean, exactly. He's not seeing, unless Ravi Shastri is sitting in Alibag with a crystal ball in front of him, that's not going to happen. So my sense is what he's saying is he could be in danger of aggravating a pre-existing injury is probably what he's trying to say. And normally under these circumstances, and I know this very well because in 2011, there was a very, very similar case. Kolkata was playing for the qualifiers. And at that point in time, Gautam Gambhir caught a niggle in his last league match. And the next match was, a qualifier against Mumbai in Mumbai. Now, the thing about it is the moment that happened under normal circumstances, the physio of the Kolkata team, or the physio in this case, the Mumbai team, has to send the report to the BCCI.
Yeah.
So the BCCI has everything. And then at that point in time, the BCCI can actually take a call and say, stand him down. And normally the franchise will not. Normally, it's very difficult to turn around and refuse that. So if the BCCI feel that he has a danger of aggravating his injury, they could well ask the franchise to stand him down.
But Michael, we just saw him batting in the nets today on social media.
Mm. Well, the whisper was that he was going to come back and play on November the 3rd. So, I'm going with that. I think Rohit may play tomorrow. From that statement, it reads to me that they want him to get more conditioned in his body. Maybe he's not quite as fit. We know the kind of bus that Virat drives is a very fit one. If you're not a part of the fit bus, you kind of get moved aside. Doesn't matter who you are, and that's a little bit of a message that maybe he's not physically as fit as he could be.
You think that? Wow, that's a big call, yeah. No, I'm just saying if it is. We're just discussing theories here because, well, you have to discuss theories when you don't get a clear picture from the inside, right? So that's all we can do.
If they're not going to come out and be absolutely clear that Rohit Sharma, if Rohit Sharma's got an injury, tell us what the injury is.
Yeah.
And make it very clear that, look, he's got a hamstring problem. Fine, not a problem. That's why he's not playing. If it is that he's just not playing because there's a chance he might get injured, I've never heard that before in my life.
Yeah.
I've never had that in a cricket team, that someone's not playing a batsman because he might get injured. I've never seen. I've seen it with bowlers that you get them what they call. I remember Arsene Wenger in football. I can't remember what the zone was. It was like the blue zone or the purple zone. Where a player would go into this zone because they played so much, and the data and information could kind of sense that an injury was only a matter of minutes away. I get that with bowlers, but with a batsman, I've never ever heard of it. So we'll wait and see if he plays. I'm intrigued about this next week or so, how it plays out with Rohit Sharma, because if he does play and he plays tomorrow and he plays on Thursday, surely that means he goes to Australia. I can't see why he wouldn't go to Australia if he's playing in the IPL. So I'm really I'm intrigued, for one, about the way it's been kind of handled. I think it's very odd and strange that it's not open and honest. And for two, the whisper that he's in the nets, he may play tomorrow, he might play on Thursday. Let's wait and see. But it all seems a little bit. It seems a little bit like it doesn't need to be the way it is. It doesn't need to be so kind of hidden behind closed doors. It's Rohit Sharma. He's playing cricket. He's not doing anything else. Just tell him he's injured. It's not a problem. People do get injured. Yeah,
and he's one of the best in the world, Joy.
Correct.
Absolutely. And there's one more thing I want to say. Everywhere in the world, the rule is, if you're a player and you may or may not get fit for a tour, if you're a star player and you may or may not be fit for a tour, you're always selected first, fit available, unless.
Yeah, and then you probably inform a backup that, if this happens,
so
may.
You're chosen first, and then if you're not fit, you take a fitness test close to the date, you're then dropped. It's never this way around. How on God's earth are you having a situation where says he's dropped, make himself fit? It never happens.
Yeah, but I also have another question, which is that I don't think it's been communicated whether there's still space for him on that flight, or will one person be dropped to take him? There's just so many questions.
But Rohit Sharma, for me, he's so good that I believe that there are certain talents and players that you give extra special treatment to. And some people in management leadership go rubbish. You keep everyone the same and you treat them all as well. I believe the opposite. I believe you treat everyone as individuals in management. You try and get the best out of every individual. And for me, Rohit Sharma is that good that I would be taking him on the tour, even if there was only a chance that he would play the last game on tour. I'd take him, because I'd have him on the team. I'd have him in the dressing room, his experience, his know-how, and I'd make sure that I'm getting him fit with a chance that he could play the last game at all. You are coming, Rohit. You're that important to the team. So I don't quite get all this mysterious method of the way that he's being treated. Let's be honest, it's only a game of cricket. Just tell us he's got an injury.
Yeah.
These things happen.
It's too cloak and dagger for my liking, and especially on the 3rd anniversary of his double century today. Oh, 1 second. Sorry. Can't say that about him. On one of his 3 double centuries, right? It's 207 today, right? It's the 207 anniversary today. So it's just I don't know. It's just a bit too cloak and dagger for our liking. But hey, we'll know in just a few hours. Sorry, Joy.
No, I was just saying that normally, 15 years back, the board didn't have much money. They take 14 players, a 15th is expense and all that. We are taking everyone, a half of South Bombay and a large part of the NCA Bangalore is flying to Australia with the Indian team. It's a massive contingent. 55 people are traveling. You mean to tell me you're carrying net bowlers with me? You mean to tell me you're not taking with you India's finest white ball batsman, one of India's finest test cricketers, even if, as exactly as Michael Vaughan says, even if he's fit, even just 2 days before the last test match. I find that absolutely and utterly unbelievable.
I'll just add one more thing to it because I've seen it personally. Very good with the younger players.
Yeah.
What Michael was just talking about, one-on-one, talking to them in the dressing room, even if you're taking him just as a mentor, like how IPL has, right? International teams don't have, but yeah, sorry, Michael.
And I bet you he's brilliant at making cups of tea as well. So you want him in the dressing room.
With 55 people, you got enough tea coming. I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah, but he's the best. He's the best at stirring, making sure. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you who likes stirring the pot up a little bit is Joy Bhattacharjya with his joy factor question. Let's see what the James Bond of quizzing has for us today. The question and then the answer.
Okay, if it's Sarfraz Ahmed for the current Kolkata coach, which is Brendan McCullum, and Ishant Sharma for Lister Cook, who is it for Rahul Dravid? This is their only test wickets.
Oh,
and it's Ridley Jacobs.
Ridley Jacobs. That's crazy. I should have known because he's spoken about this on Breakfast with Champions with me. He has.
Exactly.
He was talking about Ridley Jacobs. He's good. He was talking about his bowling. What is it, Michael? Batsmen love talking about their bowling. Bowlers love talking about their batting. What's going on?
Well, it's because the bowlers that get a few runs don't get it often enough. And we as batsmen who get a wicket, we don't get anywhere near enough. Or, I think I got 8 test wickets and I can talk you through every single one. So
I was just checking that, in fact. So thanks for clarifying that for me. Just real quick, a roll call of all 8.
Oh, Sean Pollock's one. I got.
I'll give you 20 seconds to think while Joy tells us who the winner is.
Wasim Jaffer. My first one.
Siddhant Khajuria, another old name, Sid RK27. He's an old hand at this. He's done very well. He's won several joy factors. Welcome back, Siddhant. Well done there.
It's still going. Come on.
Wasim Jaffer.
It's got to be a Sachin. There's Sachin in there, isn't it?
Sean Pollock.
Sachin?
I didn't want to mention Sachin, but yes, I did get Sachin. And I've still got the ball and I've still got the stump with the red mark on the top. And Sachin very kindly signed the stump and he signed the ball.
Nice.
But I don't have many pieces of memorabilia. I give it all away. I still have the stump and the ball.
You should count that as 2 wickets, honestly. You should really count that as 2. Well, all right. So that's all we have time for. We're going to wrap this up, but we're going to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That's tomorrow with the final league game. It's Mumbai and Hyderabad. The final league game. It's come to an end. Jeez, it's been quick, but it's been exciting. We've loved every minute of it, and I'm sure we'll love it tomorrow as well. Big thank you to Joy Bhattacharjya. Thank you. And big thank you to Michael Vaughan. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Yes, guys.
It's dinner time for Michael, so we're going to let him go. Is there some fish and chips coming again today?
Sea bass. Very nice sea bass tonight, yeah.
Chilean sea bass.
But no chips, mashed potato.
Oh, that's good. Put a picture. Send us a picture on the group, right? Just let us send a picture on the group. Let us have a look at it. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Say good night to all of you. We'll see you tomorrow on My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye.